From battles to bad experiences, military service has a long history of leaving some soldiers with long-term trauma. For some that serve, this trauma can result in post-traumatic stress disorder, better known as PTSD. In this week's military report, Adrian Peterson explores the relationship between the armed services and PTSD, helping us learn about causes, signs, and treatments.
Once known as shell shock, PTSD has been a part of military history since the dawn of war. In recent decades, efforts to treat the disorder have developed and are changing as more information comes out.
I really feel like we started by throwing darts at a wall. We know now that neurological connections are actually broken when stress occurs, when trauma occurs. Our brain kind of resets itself to survive these moments.
Now treatment works to return to those moments and train the patient to let go of the survival instinct that's been embedded in the patient. That's because a large part of PTSD involves a co-occurrence of known reality and experienced reality not aligning.
So for instance, like I was brought up in this world where I believe children shouldn't be killed on street corners. And then in a war situation, my brain got to see that, or a veteran's brain got to see that.
This results in part of the brain being stuck on that dilemma and trauma. These events can also come from non-combat situations such as relationship trauma, sexual trauma, and childhood trauma as well. The occurrence of the disorder among service members is quite high, however.
So 7 out of every 100 veterans have PTSD. That's a huge number when we're talking, about that.
For those that have PTSD, it can manifest in different ways, one of the more obvious of which being low distress tolerance, commonly interpreted as anger or anxiety.
You might see increased vigilance, maybe a little bit more preparation to go out. And these are like the moderate cases versus the extreme cases.
More extreme cases exhibit symptoms such as substance abuse, relationship issues, and isolation. For those that have PTSD or those that have loved ones with the disorder, there are resources available to Alaska soldiers and veterans that can help.
There is a 24-hour crisis line associated with the 988. There's a wonderful agency called Vets for Warriors that has peers answering the phone. So veterans and military members, just like the individuals who would be calling in, to have less crisis-based calls, but more mentoring-based calls and more urgency calls.
There are also agencies such as Strong Start, and the Medical VA has a website for PTSD, as well as the Cohen Clinic, which is locally located. This is Adrian Peterson reporting for News Center Fairbanks.
The Military Report is brought to you by veteran-owned Walden Home Group.